Hey, greetings and welcome everyone. So this next video is on purification. Now purification takes many different forms. How do you purify the chi? How do you purify the mind? How do you purify the body? Now when it comes to purification of the body, a very simple is a liver cleanse. Now, at first thought, you'll think, oh, it's just a liver cleanse, but you'll find that well, after having done a liver cleanse, if you go to healingbyang.com, click on the articles, scroll up to the liver gallbladder cleanse article, and all the protocols are in there, you'll find that once you've done that liver cleanse and you vital breathe, the chi, the feeling of energy will be cleaner. It's as if all this gunk on your energy system is released and now you feel more. You not only feel more, but your feeling is cleaner and you feel the cleaner energies as well. So you get cleaner, you feel cleaner, and your sensitivity touches into the purity of the energy much more comfortably. So that's a great start. Now saunas are fantastic for getting gunk and emotions out of your body. Having a regular sauna, and it apparently increases longevity if you look at the research. So saunas clean your energy system, they clean the emotions, they make you feel, they give you like a type of reset. Body scrub. I like the sand type exfoliating creams and the loofah, and you just scrub your skin down, get it nice and pink, and then hot water, boil all the stuff out with as hot water as you can, and then switch to cold to finish, and then dry off with a towel to re-warm your body after the cold. So you're going hot-cold switch. And after that, you vital breathe, and your body will feel really open, clear, and much more healthy. For nutrition, it's going to come back to your body type. What enlivens your body the most? If you're obese and have diabetes or any problem like that, keto is a proven way to fix that, a ketogenic diet. People who are vegan are very bright and energetic, and they have a nice glow in their life force field, but they recover very slowly from injury. They're not very strong generally. You go to a vegan restaurant where everybody is glowing. Yes, they glow, but they're all skinny and weak. You don't see too many vegans that are actually have a very fast high healing capacity from training. As an example, when I was vegan, I would go to the gym and have a workout. It would take days to recover. When I'm eating meat, it takes hours to recover. It's very fast. So I would look at what's best for your body and your lifestyle, and be very open-minded about looking at the results of different foods. Now, having a food journal is a huge benefit because not only does different foods affect your health in different ways, food combinations can affect your health in different ways. And you want to know what's working for you, what's working against you. You'll figure it out pretty quick. If there's one advice I give you, is just remove all processed foods out of your diet, then you're going to feel a lot better. You'll find yourself feeling cleaner. Our bodies haven't evolved to manage processed foods very well. Okay, so now, and there's an exercise regime. Cardiovascular fitness cleans and clears stuff out of your body more quickly. Trampoline cleans the lymphatic system very efficiently. Do your research on this and do what suits as your body type, and can fix any health problems that you have. Okay, so we'll move from the physical to the astral, to clean the astral body. Cleaning the astral body is about purity of your emotions, mindfulness of each of your emotional states will decide what energetic frequency your chi is vibrating at. If you've got negative emotions, you've got negative chi. If you've got positive emotions, you've got positive chi. So that first form of purification is mindfulness of your feelings. Never let negative feelings harbor. The next one is the openness of your heart. If your heart's closed and has lots of secrets and is holding back, especially if you're a teacher, your chi is going to become toxic and poisonous because you're not sharing your knowledge openly, you're hiding it. And if the astral body is closed and hiding, toxicity forms. You need to open and clear those emotions out and energies out, so you need openness. And one of the ways openness forms is through expressing love, expressing care, sharing your knowledge, and having your way of taking care of others. And the more open you are, the more clear your astral body becomes, and your astral chi becomes clearer. Now the mental body, the mindfulness practices, and the space between the observer and the observed is what purifies the mental body for the most part. So basic insight practices where you're watching the rising falling wave thoughts, feelings, and actions cleans the mind. What you rest your mind on will dictate the frequency of your mind. So if the mind doesn't rest on negativity and static, it becomes still, it becomes open, it becomes insightful. That's why it's called insight meditation. And this clarity and cleanness is an essential component for spiritual work. Now from there, Akasha work demagnetizes energy that's stuck to your mind. So Akasha is what is accessed by slowing the energies down, releasing space within those energies, touching that stillness, infinity quality, paying attention to it, and then that in and of itself demagnetizes and clears the mind. Then we have a white light. Now through Akasha, essence of mind is light, and you pay attention to that essence. So that essence is what we would call non-dual. It's not fluctuating, it's standing still, but it's still light. It's the fabric of your mind. When you pay attention to that, a type of purification happens. It interacts with what is there, and it cleans the mind. It makes the essence of the mind more dominant, which doesn't give space to the other things. So this is a huge benefit for spiritual work, to enter into a light state, then invoke the practices and the exercises you wish to work on and define within your life. Huge benefits to the non-dual light type states. From this non-dual light type state, we end up in a range of deity yogas, where you invoke a deity that has a particular spectrum of influence, say the medicine Buddha, and the medicine Buddha influences your understanding of healing, and the mind purifies its view through that deity yoga. As you work with other deities, they all have their areas of influence. So some people work with Kuan Yin and open their heart. Some people work with Fu or Myo and activate the primal spirit and focus on their spiritual work and their stability. There's a whole range of different deities that when you work with them and you invoke them through Akasha and light, that they have profound clearing effects, development of various forms of insight. So this will give you a huge benefit if you choose to work with them. From there, prayer, just simply praying to your concept of God, makes everything stand still, and your best shines when you pray. So prayer in and of itself is a form of purification. Now prayer can be grounded in the body, it can be grounded in the heart, it can be in the mind substance, it can be formless in the infinity in the Akasha space, it can be in the non-dual light. You can put prayer and activate prayer on a very broad spectrum of the vibrational scale. But wherever you hold that state of prayer, you're going to find that that's where the purification is going to happen most. It will affect the other layers as well, but the frequency of your mind while in a state of prayer will be where the change happens. Okay, so I hope that helps with the concept of purification. And when you put all that information together that I've just shared with you, you're going to find that that it will open up a wide range of other methods of purification. So keep an open mind as you work with those principles, and allow yourself to expand on any knowledge base that you have and take it to the next level by reorganizing it, being open, letting your spirit speak to you.